Good morning. Happy Monday. Welcome back to the morning show. We got a ton of basketball to talk about, but first, some vibes. Good morning. Welcome back. I got to tell you, I'm a little bit confused. So, a few minutes before the show, I like to see how many people are waiting to see what kind of vibe we have this morning, where the level is. And then it says there's 6 watching. I don't know what it says for you guys, but I know there's more than 6 in the chat. So it's sort of, I feel like YouTube's out to get us. They're trying to let our Monday vibes be bad, and I'm not here for that. But who do we got here? We got Fenny, Brent's here, We the People, Borland's here, Federico, Yotza, Jericho, Rowdy Rod, Stubbs. Good morning. Sneeps to the house. Daniel loves jump shooting. 90s fan. Blazemore. F it Nico. Josh is here. Bottomine. Jordan's here. Shig. Snoopaloop. Who else? Anthony Reagan. Billy Jackson. Billy, I wish, my man. I wish. Airplane mode. Willis is here. Who else? Top Shot comment. Yeah, it says 6. Now it says 7, but there's way more. There's way more. They're trying to hold us down because we're having all this growth. I don't know if you guys have been noticing, but it's growth season here at Team Hold. And I'm not talking about like a weird growth that needs to get looked at. Although technically you guys should be looked at, I think. Top Shot's having me shadow banned. I know. Hamy's here, looking fresh this morning, feeling good energy coming. I'm glad you said that. I do feel good this morning, considering how I got my teeth kicked in this weekend in the fantasy streets. It doesn't matter what sport it was all bad. It was all bad. Bandy, right on time, too. It was a good jump from him. He woke up this morning. A little peek behind the curtain. Bandy is a late sleeper. Does get like low energy just most of the time. He was ready to go this morning. He was absolutely ready to go. It's probably because Kelsey returned. Look at he knows we're talking about him too. He's like, "What's up, bro?" Listen, let's when I was talking about the growth here, we're almost at 6,700 here. We're at 6,690. We love to see it. We love to see it. So thank you for your support and hanging with us over here. We get a lot of basketball to talk about, so we're going to start there. But just a reminder, we've got I got another meeting that popped up, so it's going to move content around a little bit today. But we do have the live before lock show at 5:30 Eastern, where we're going to be diving into all things So Rare. You might have noticed last night too, I dropped a So Rare value hunting video. Try to get that out with a full day. We've been firing out some tiki-takis and some YouTube shorties the last couple of days as well. And then I think for content this week, what's going to happen? So I think I'm going to be heading back to Massachusetts on Wednesday. So we'll probably still get a morning show on Wednesday. You'll still get value hunting on Wednesday. On Thursday, though, or there's going to be no content Wednesday night. There's not going to be any shows on Thursday, but I should be back on Friday. I'll be back on Friday. I think I'm coming back to New York. I'm really just going to Massachusetts for like a day. So I'll be back in New York late Thursday night. We'll fire up all of our content on Friday. Noam is going to be joining the show on Friday for a little live before lock. So Rare, since he's the So Rare expert. But yeah, that's the schedule for the week. Let's dive into some hoops. I really do think there's got to be there's more than 7 people chatting in the chat right now. YouTube, what are you doing, bro? Why are you trying to do this to me with YouTube? We had a lot of basketball this weekend and a lot of like good stuff, a lot of real excellent shit happening. So I'm excited to dive into it a little bit. Then we'll poke around in the Top Shot marketplace. It seems like the vibes are back. People seem pretty happy about it. Everybody's doing some victory laps on Twitter, like we back. So I hope we are. I hope we are back. It would be the only NFT crypto thing that would be back right now because everything is down bad. Speaking of down bad, I checked out the First Mint podcast this morning about FIFA which was like good timing because I watched the FIFA documentary that came out on, or the docu-series, excuse me, the 4-part docu-series on Netflix. That was excellent. Nothing gets me quite hyped for the World Cup than corruption. But I recommend checking that out. It was pretty good. And also the First Mint podcast, dude. I've been digging the new direction that they've gone. We're just kind of this like short form, not short form, it's like mid form, I guess. Sports crypto stories. It's been good. I'm assuming we'll get an FTX one coming down soon. I'm still blown away by this YouTube thing. It would be one thing if it just showed me that nobody was watching. But I don't like that you guys are seeing that only 7. People should think that this is higher because we are bumping up in here. All right, anyways, let's talk basketball. Let's talk basketball. We're going to start on Friday. We're going to cover every single game from the weekend because that's what we do on Mondays, baby. I'm actually going to take my headphones off too because they're a little uncomfy right now. They're a little uncomfy. And it's just me, so who cares? First game of the night, Celtics 131, Nuggets 112. Dude, Tatum has been incredible. Excited to talk a little bit about like Tatum's journey here. We threw a little TikTok up about Tatum's MVP campaign. It's starting early. Tatum at 34-8, Jaylen Brown 25-8-8, and like we say, almost every single time Celtics have a game, you pretty much get 60 points between Tatum and Jaylen Brown every single game. On Horford actually had a pretty good game too, 21-7, and then on the Nuggets side of things, Jokic had 29-8. Jamal Murray 14-10. Nuggets made a couple of runs to make this close, but never really. I was never really in doubt. The Celtics kind of whooped them a little bit. So good win for the Celtics, beating good teams. We like to do that. We the people saying, are the Celtics better without Horford and Brogdon? No, the game they won without Horford was the Detroit Pistons, who were without freaking Cade Cunningham. So I'm not going to go that far. Al's been playing pretty solid this year. But that's it from that game. We're gonna move pretty quickly through a lot of these since there's so many. But Magic Suns. I do want to talk about the Suns a little bit. The Magic won 114-97. Devin Booker was 17-8. Campaign 22-4. Wendell Carter Jr. with a big dub 20-10, and then Bull 13-15. Suns are in a weird spot right now, and I know they've gotten off to a hot start. We'll look at the standings, but the Chris Paul injury, I think, is one thing that's getting overlooked with the Chris Paul injury is that Chris Paul's also been pretty bad so far to start this year. His assist number is still high. Like, I think he's averaging over 11 assists a game, but his points are way down. His shooting is way down. I think he was like in the 20s for 3-point percentage, and his field goal percentage was like in the 30s. And with this Cam Johnson injury, who's going to miss a couple of months, they really are thin. We've talked a lot about the Suns in like the so rare streets, but they are because of like this value that's popped up because of the injuries. But I don't know. And they've got that weird Jay Crowder thing happening. And I know they got off to a hot start and we're like, okay, Suns are back. It doesn't matter about the bad vibes. It might not be the vibes that tank this team. It might just be that the team's in trouble. There'll be and I had like hesitations with them at the beginning of the season. Everyone was like, oh, that's nuts. They're not going to regress. It's overreaction. I mean, if Chris Paul's not Chris Paul, and who knows how much time he's going to miss anyways, because we never really get a good idea of what a Chris Paul injury is. They might be in a little bit of trouble. But the good news for them is that a lot of the West is actually in a little bit of trouble. So maybe they're able to just kind of hang in, just hang in there. But a good win for the Magic without Paolo. Paolo missed both games this weekend, I believe. And they had, solid games all around. Nothing too exciting, but like an easy win for them. Moving on, Knicks Pistons. So as I mentioned, Cade's going to miss, I think, 4 more games, right? So he missed both over the weekend against the Knicks and the Celtics. He's going to miss 4 more. And they felt it. Boyan had 25-5. That's pretty much it on the Pistons side of things. And then the Knicks, on the other hand, Randall had 21-8. RJ with a nice 30-point game. And then Brunson had 26-7. So that's not too bad. Shiggins says Suns are good, though. If they make a move for a decent point guard, they should still be able to contend. Hey, what's the move, Shiggins? And why I asked that is like, what assets do they have to move for a point guard? And who is that point guard? Like, who are the point guards that are available right now to go get a decent point guard? So yeah, I don't know. And the other thing, like, DeAndre Ayton has kind of been pretty slow. And I know they're like limiting his minutes. Like, he's only playing in like the mid to high 20s and not really that like 33 to 35 minute range. Is that kind of why? Is that like, or do they need him to step up? So I don't know. That's just something I'm going to keep an eye on. Mavs dibs on Conley, but yeah, it's like Conley saving the day for this. I mean, I guess it's something. West Broom. All right, shout out West Broom. I like that. All right, let's keep going. Thunder and Raptors. Thunder with a pretty impressive weekend, spanking the Raptors, who clearly the Raptors are dinged up a little bit with no Siakam. I think they were missing somebody else that game too. And then they also spanked the Knicks yesterday, but Chris Boucher had 20 and 12. Giddey with a subpar performance of only 20 points. And then Boucher at 20 and 12 off the bench. Giddey had 15 and 9. Sorry if I said that incorrectly. They're still trying to move Crowder. They have Crowder and picks. Yeah, but why? They have no leverage with Jay Crowder, right? Jay Crowder wants to leave. He's made it known. He's absolutely tanked his trade value, because why would you pay extra for Jay Crowder right now? Like, who's out there? Because you know that the Suns it's not even an asset that they're able to use. So they have no choice but to move him. They have absolutely no leverage to move Jay Crowder. If anything, Jay Crowder should just why isn't he just coming back? What the hell is going on there? Like, especially with the Cam Johnson injury, why not just come back and play, build up your value again, and then move you? You know, I don't know anyone who's oh, we need to move a usable point guard. Who's doing that? Who's doing that? I don't know. It's such a weird thing. I'm also so pissed at YouTube right now. What are they doing? Why are we getting shadow banned this morning? The numbers are wrong. Anyways, all right, let's keep going. Big win for the Thunder. Spurs, Bucks. The Bucks are still without Giannis and Drew. They missed the games this weekend, or Friday, that is. It sounds like Holiday's already been ruled out for tonight. I don't know if they've made that decision on Giannis, but the Spurs won. Kendall Johnson with 29, Devin Vassell with 22 and 5 off the bench. Javon Carter, another decent game, not his 33 and 12, but he had 21 and 6. And then Brolo had 19. But that's kind of weird. Crowder said he'll never. But what happened? What happened? That's why he's not playing, because of the ownership thing, or is it because I don't understand. I don't understand. Anyways, good dubs for the Spurs, baby. Good dub for the Spurs. Bucks, whatever. You're not worried about it. Giannis and Holiday missed the games. They still don't have Middleton. They were missing their 3 best players. Who cares? Grizzlies and Wolves. The Grizz won 114-103. Anthony Edwards had 28 and 6. Another weird game from Minnesota. Ja, another big one. 28, 10, and 8, and Desmond Bane had 24 and 5. Good win for the Grizzlies. They ended up both missing some games later in the weekend. Wait, because of the ownership, so what they think Sarver should still be in charge? I'm so confused. They think he should still be in charge, or he's mad that it took them so long? Also, how many years did Crowder play for the Suns? I don't know. I'm so confused. That would be hilarious if Crowder was taking the free Sarver stance. Desmond Bane should get a drop. We need a jaw drop. I mean, Grizzlies in general, man. The Grizzlies have been fun. I saw something going around on Twitter. I think it was the Bull World account being someone needs to humble the Grizzlies. It's dude, shut up, man. They're fun. Why do we hate fun? It's like when people got mad at Bryce Harper back in the day because he did bat flips. Oh God, we have to stop having fun. Shut the fuck up. What are we talking about? All right, let's keep moving. Yeah, Triple J is almost back. It looked like he was going to play yesterday for a hot second. They were talking about it, but Triple J should be back this week, I would imagine. I was getting a little pings that he's around the corner, which is good. I mean, less than a month into the season, he could be back. I know there was fear it might take until December, just with how foot injuries go, but great sign if Triple J is going to be back. Warriors got a win. Weird weekend for the Warriors. We'll talk about them after we finish the entire weekend slate. But they beat the Cavs 106-101. Chef Curry went for 40, just 40 and 5. Andrew Wiggins had 20 and 6. Donovan Mitchell near triple-double, 21, 10, and 9. And then Mobley with a dub, 20 and 13. Good win for the Warriors, man. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde with that team. They had a weird one against the Kangs later, which we'll talk about the Kangs. Yeah, man. I don't know. They should just feel good. They beat the Cavs. It was a big late second bang home from Curry. I believe that was in Cleveland too, against a good team. So there we go. That was good. Snoop Loop said, did Tony win any money this week? And he did not. It was just fucking L after L after L after L. It was brutal. Kings and Lakers. What a transition. The Kings won 120 to 114. Sabonis, man, with a huge weekend. He had 21 and 10 on Friday, a big one on Sunday too. Fox had 32, 12 and 7. Also, Fox just got a clutch. He moved on to clutch. So that's pay attention to that. AD, man, has been putting up monster stats every single game, but it still doesn't feel right. They feel like empty stats. They were great for my underdog bags, but man, AD had 24 and 14, and then Russ had 21 and 11 off the bench, 6th man of the year. Russell Westbrook putting up all those stats with L's. And then, all right, so that was Friday. We made it through Friday. It's 9:15, baby. We are cooking. More Sabone Bone. Man, are you guys still seeing only 7 people are watching this thing? I'm so baffled. Actually, 6 on YouTube, 1 on Twitch. What is going on? Why is the man holding us down? It's probably because of that Tony energy. You're right, guys. I think we did get shadow banned. I think we got shadow banned. There's more people in the chat than God, I don't like it. We need to shift up the energy. Let's go hat. Let's get a hat on. Shift up the energy. Let the people know we're not messing around. I don't care if it's Monday, okay? I don't care if it's Monday. God, unreal. I already said too, we started the show and I said, you know what? We have good energy. It's a good start to the week. We did the music, bum, 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 right? We had that nice little start to the show and then 6 people. I need to talk to Mr. YouTubes. We need to get Mr. YouTubes on. Yeah, Borland said Jars of Clay Revenge. Dude, they forgive, though. They forgive. Shout out Jesus. Restart the stream. You need a Naked XYZ sponsorship. Yeah, dude, Sneeps, pay me, bro. You want a Naked XYZ sponsorship? That's how it works. Give me the big bucks. Give me the big bucks, Sneeps. 6 bagels are a good amount. Yeah, I guess. All right, let's keep going. Recruiting fired up the Twitch to boost it here. Thank you, Borland. All right, let's keep it going on to Saturday. Celtics Pistons. Celtics won 1. I didn't write down the Pistons score. Celtics won. Tatum, dude, 43 and 10. 43 and 10 from Tatum. Smart had a double-double of 18 and 10. Grant Williams had 19 and 10. On the Detroit side, Bojan had 28 and 6. Jaden Ivey had 26 and 4. Ivy playing well. Ivy's playing well with with no Cade. Put up some stats. Good for your fantasy stuff. Yotza says 52 like 6 viewers. Yeah, dude. The math doesn't add up. That Embiid game. Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about Embiid. Don't you worry about Babo. We're going to talk about that Embiid game once we get there. And then we'll look at some of the so rare scores. But yeah, dude, Tatum, 43 and 10, man, with no Jaylen Brown. So Jaylen Brown sat, Al sat. I feel like there was somebody else that sat too. Obviously, Brogdon was out as well. Huge game from Tatum. Again, it's a winnable game, but it's a back-to-back, right? It was almost like they were punting this game. They're like, listen, we won a tough one against the Nuggets. We got to play again the next night. Jalen's going to get some rest. Al's going to get some rest. Let's go ahead, pump, who cares? We can punt. And Tatum was like, not on my watch, 43 and 10. Just been absolutely balling. So good win for the Celtics. They just continue to beat the teams they're supposed to beat. Next up, we had Nets and Clips. Nets won 110, Clippers 95. This is a pretty good win for the Nets considering they were on the West Coast, best coast. They had back-to-backs against the Clippers and the Lakers. So I'm sure if you're the Nets, you're just trying to win one of those games. I think we talked about it on Friday. They announced that Kyrie is going to miss a few more games at least, which it's now starting to get into weird territory. But good news for your Cam Thomas stats. Cam Thomas continuing to play like 20-plus minutes off the bench. But yeah, KD had 27 and 6, man. KD's been balling. Seth Curry 22, and then Paul George finally had a bad game, 17 and 4. The Wiz kids, 121, Jazz 112. Jazz kind of had a bad game. We're up to 9 now. Oh, that's because the Twitch gang is up to 3. That's why on my watch. Wiz with no Beal, kind of turning it up a little bit. Jazz lost 2 tough games back to back, but I'm actually not thinking this is the beginning of the end for the Jazz. Those were like tough games, but dude, poor Zinger had 31 and 10. Kuz 23 8 and 6. They're still just trucking along without it. Nothing really to talk about on the Jazz side of things. Just a tough on the road back to back. Pacers, dude, the Pacers. Raptors lost back-to-back games against the Thunder and the Pacers. That is bad for my bullish on Raptors, right? That's not great, Bob. Pacers, from the Raptors side of things, OG had 26. Bobby Boucher. Chris Boucher had 19 and 7. Miles Turner with a nice double-double, 19 and 10. And Buddy Hield had 22 and 8. Finally, like a subpar game from Hallie. I think he had like 5 and 14. So whatever. Good win for the Pacers, though. Their Pacers still just hanging around 500, man. All right, here we go. Sixers and Hawks. This was the back-to-back Embiid games that I was excited to talk about. My guy got 101 points in 2 games. 101 points in 2 games in less than 24 hours. Sixers won 121, 109. On the Atlanta side of things, Trey at 27-11. It's funny, Trey's still been putting up stats, but he's been shooting very poorly. I feel like that's going to come around soon, but his shot, not that his shot selection, just stuff isn't going down. DeJounte had 23, 8 and 7. Embiid with a big double-double, 42, 10 and 6. Tyrese Maxey had 26 and 9, and I added Capella in there with 14 and 15. But Sixers starting to come around. And who knows, man? Who knows? Borland's saying, I hope we get that Vikings-Bills recap here soon. You're probably not going to get it, but congrats on the Vikings win. That's the closest to the recap you can get. I did pick the Vikings to win, so that was fun. But I also, because I thought Josh Allen was going to be out. So, anyways, let's keep going. But yeah, Sixers starting to turn it on a little bit without Harden. Maxey, Embiid, little 2-man game's been fun. Heat Hornets, the return of LaMelo. LaMelo's back. LaMelo had 15 and 6 and 20. I actually thought, funny, he played like 28 minutes. I thought LaMelo was going to be really eased into it, but clearly not the case. Like, he's ready to go. Terry Rozier had 22 and 6. Kelly 20 and 8. And then they get a big Max Strus game, 31 and 4 from the Strus is loose. Bam had 24 and 15. Jimmy Buckets 28 and 7. And then Gabe Vincent 20 and 4. 20 and 4. But yeah, dude, they just want to keep losing, dude. Get Wemby in there. It's between the Hornets, the Rockets, and the now the Pelicans because of the Lakers. I watched a lot of this game on Saturday. This was a fun one. Mavs 117, Blazers 112. Dame had a big game, 29, 12, and 7. Jeremy Grant had 37 and 6. Anthony Simons 24 and 7. But Luka, man, another huge triple-double, 42, 13, and 10. Spencer Dinwiddie, 20 and 7. It's just Luka, and then one other guy scores 20. That's what happens every single game. That's what happens. It's crazy. The Bickle Bobbler says maybe shadow ban is from not allowing the Meet Local single bots in the chat. Yeah, dude, all they got to do is subscribe. If they subscribe, they can come in. But I got standards for my bots, okay? If you're going to come in here and pump your stuff, you got to pump my stuff at the same time, all right? Dems the rules. But yeah, that was a fun game. Good win for the Mavs. Blazers still fighting tough. Blazers fun story this year. I'm excited to continue to follow them. Excuse me. One more game on Saturday night. We had the Pellies 119, Rockets 106. Jalen Green with a big 33 and 6. KPJ put up 23. Zion 26 and 5. Ingram 20 and 5. And Larry Nance, man, certain matchups Larry Nance is going to cook. So he had 22 and 9 off the bench. That's a fun one to pay attention to. I think if you're playing a team that has doesn't have a dominant big, right? Like Şengün's good, but he's not like one of those dominant bigs. I think that's like a good sign for a matchup for Larry Nance. So something to pay attention to on the Pelicans matchups if you're diving around in the so rare streets, you know. Really fun clip too of Zion after the game. Somebody asked him how he felt his defense was, and you could see Zion was like, "Is this a trap?" But Kevin O'Connor posted something on, I think, Twitter and Instagram that was really like laying into Zion's defense and how bad it was. And I don't know if that's like the return of his injury. He's not as explosive, but that's clearly not true, right? Because you see him do it on the offensive side of things. So is he just not trying? Like, what's going on? Is it conditioning? Boston saying on the Celtics. Boston, you were late, dude. We already talked about the Celtics, but we'll talk about Robert Williams coming back. It sounds like he's tracking. He should be back soon. Thunder and Knicks, we're on to Sunday. Thunder put up was it 154? I thought it was 145. Hold on. Let me just double check that. I want to make sure I'm not giving you bad alpha on a Monday. 145, 135. The Thunder won. SGA, man, 37, 8 and 5. Giddey with a triple double, 24, 12 and 10. Dort, should we get a Dort report? Let's get a Dort report in there. The Dort report. I said, Dort report. Beautiful stuff. Useful stuff. Julius Randle with 25 and 10, and then Scam Reddish with 27. How about Cam, baby? Sliding into that starting lineup, right? Move over, Quentin Grimes. It's Cam season. But man, just Knicks. Again, a lot of like great game, bad game, great game, bad game from some of these teams. We talked about the Warriors earlier, but anyways, all right. So good win for the Thunder. SGA is just continuing to, I mean, he's averaging like 34 now or something like that. It's nuts. We did a little ticky-tacky about him as well. Let's keep moving on. The Wolves got a good one here. 129-124 over the Cleveland Cavaliers. Karl Anthony Towns with 29 and 13. D'Angelo Russell, 30 and 12. Darius Garland, a 51 spot. So that 51 spot being overshadowed by what Embiid did this weekend, and also Cavs losing games back-to-back. Donovan didn't play this game, so that's something to pay attention to. Wolves, man, such a weird team. There's like so many. I shared a video in the Discord this weekend of just kind of like the breakdown of this Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns stuff. Like clearly there's some chemistry issues. I mean, it's still early in the season, so who knows what happens, but man, Lou Dort making $85 million feels like a mistake. You know what? It's weird. Lou Dort probably should make that money if, Jared Allen was out as well. Thank you, Borum. I feel like Dort on a good team, that makes sense. He's like your best defender, can hit some corner threes. You're like, yeah, we'd pay like on a good team, because I think he would still be really useful on a good team. But when it's on a tanking team, you're like, why are we paying this guy $85 million? But they're not tanking because they're winning too many games. It's bizarre. I'm a Dort fan though, Shiggin. So, and I think once we get this new TV deal, once the TV contracts come up, that's going to feel like a steal. I think because people are going to start making like $80 million a year. It's going to be bonkers. Wizards beat the Grizzlies 102-92. They were without Job. They were without Bane. Santi season had 16 and 7. Dylan Brooks, no one was like licking their lips more. Well, apparently Mike Pereira was this weekend, but Dylan Brooks, with both of those guys out, he's like, let me cook. And he did by going 7 for 22. LOL. He had 19 points. Denny Avdia with nice game, 21 and 5. Zanger, 25 and 6. And then Jordan Goodwin, backup point guard, is only really getting some run because Bradley Beal's out, but he's someone we've been paying attention to on So Rare, had 10, 8, and 4. Yeah, Dort is a great deal. Let's talk about Duncan Robinson. I know. Yeah, he's not making $85 million a year. It's like over 4 or 5 years, right? I think it comes out to like $20 million a year. Anyways, Shiggins, you are the person that said Trey Murphy was the key to the Pelicans' success, right? Was that you? I don't want to not credit you if that was you. Trey Murphy season. Listen, you looked really sharp for a couple of games when all their starters were missing time. Trey Murphy was cooking, baby. He was cooking. All right. What else? All right. Yeah, let's get into the Sixers game. Sixers beat the Jazz 105-98. Embiid almost got a quadruple double. He almost got a quadruple double. And I'm not talking about a Russell Westbrook quadruple double where you get 10 turnovers. He had 59 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists, 7 blocks. And he scored like 24 or 26. I can't remember what it was in the fourth quarter alone. He went absolutely ham. He was like the only person to score for the Sixers in the fourth quarter. And you can tell that. You can tell because there's no other Sixer stuff that we should talk about. I think Maxey had like 18, but Embiid just was like a dominant performance. He was like a little pissed off at the start of the Sixers, missed some games due to injury or conditioning or road games or whatever. And then he just came out and absolutely went ham this weekend. Like I was saying, 101 points this weekend. Just like really, really impressive stuff. Or was it 100 on the dot? I can't remember because 59 and 41. Either way, like super impressive performance by Embiid. Jazz like looked a little sluggish there. They had 15 and 10 from Lauri Markkanen. Sexton had 15 off the bench. Malik Beasley had 18 off the bench as well. But the starters didn't really get anything going. Had a chance to make it up a little bit. There was like Markkanen went to the line, and I think I think he bricked both of them, but it had a chance to cut it to like 2 or something like that. So fun game though. Good weekend for the Sixers, man. Sixers beat 2 solid teams in the Jazz and the Hawks, and they're doing it without Harden, so you should feel good about that. Nuggets and the Bulls. The Nuggets bounced back from that Celtics game on Friday. They won 126-103. Michael Porter Jr. dropped 31. Jamal Murray like slowly coming back 2 games in a row with some like solid performances. He had 23. The Bulls look bad, man. I think like DeRozan at 16, Levine 21-5, Pat Williams 15-4. Bulls, weird team. Weird team. Again, man, you see him on one night and you're like, wow, the Bulls really have a shot. You got Levine going off, DeRozan going off. But then like the next game, just get absolutely smoked. But good win for the Nuggets there, bouncing back. This was a fun one, man. The Kangs and the Warriors, dude. I don't know what is going on with the Warriors. I like legit think the Warriors are in trouble. They just seem really bad. Like outside of Steph and Wiggins, like no one else is playing that well. Draymond Green looks really bad to start the year. He's like Clay looks fine, but he doesn't look great. And then the drop off after that, they're playing this dude Anthony Lamb like meaningful rotation minutes. This two-way guy, they brought him up. You've got Kuminga on the bench, Moody on the bench, James Wiseman on the bench. You got all these young bench guys, and they're like, you know who we need? Anthony Lamb and Ty Jerome. They need to be in the rotation. And again, it's like super early in the season, and maybe that's overreacting a little bit, but I'd be a little concerned if I'm like, I don't know if there's any Warriors fans listening right now. It might be too early for you, but that I'd be a little concerned if I'm a Warriors fan right now. But in that game, let's give the Kings some credit. Kings now 6-6. They're like balling here, but Sabonis with some big beef. Shout out No Dunks and Trey Kirby. Sabonis had 26 and 22 with 8 assists. Fox had 22 and 8. Keegan Murray, had 21 and 4. For the Warriors, again, Curry 27 and 6, Wiggins 26, and then it's like Poole at 18, Clay had 17. It's just, man, it's not great. Not great, Bob, over there in those streets. So something to pay attention to, but again, good win for the Kings. And the last game of the weekend, we did this in 30 minutes, baby. Lakers 116, Nets 103, KD at 31, 9 and 7, Cam Thomas 15 off the bench. Lonnie had 25, Russ 14 and 12 off the bench, and then AD with a big old 37 and 18. Sabonis, Doncic carry in the so rare streets. Yeah, Sabonis, Luka, but you also freaking, if you played Embiid or Garland this weekend, you got some pretty big performances. Tatum, a lot of big performances. Let's go over the standings. Let's check it out now that we are another week in. Let's see how it's looking over here. All right, starting in the Eastern Conference, look at the Bucks are 10-2, Celtics 10-3, Hawks, Cavs both 8-5. Then you get the Wizards 8-6. So after it was weird, right? The last 10 they're 5-5, but they're on a 4-game win streak. So it was like it was 1-5, and then they ripped off 5 in a row. So Wiz 8-6, the Raptors 7-7, Sixers 7-7, and the Pacers all 6-6. Excuse me. So they're all 500. And then you get the Knicks 6-7. The Heat have won a couple in a row. They've moved to 6-7. And then that's the top 10 right there. That's how jammed up this is. Then you get the Bulls and Nets at 6-8, and then the Magic, Hornets, and Pistons are saying like, "Hey, we'll check you out next year. We'll check you out next season." Shiggins says, I hit on So Rare Champion for the first time. I was pretty pumped. There you go, Shiggins. We're going to check So Rare in a few minutes. And then on the Western Conference, Blazers and Nuggets both 9-4. You get the Jazz 10-5. Suns are 8-4. So, like, the Suns are probably fine. Like, I know I was talking about them at the beginning. Like, I was nervous. I just think that we're going to pay attention to them. Grizz are 9-5. Then you get the Mavs 7-5. Pels 7-6. Clippers 7-6. The Kangs 6-6. And then OKC 6-7. Look at the teams outside of the play-in right now. I'm not saying the playoffs, the play-in. Spurs 6-7. Sure, it makes sense. Wolves 6-8. Warriors 5-8. Lakers 3-10. Rockets 2-11. Rockets and Spurs make sense. If you told me Wolves, Warriors, and Lakers, like, holy shit, right? Rockets getting Wemby. I mean, maybe Rockets, Pelicans, Hornets, Pistons, Magic, like all in play. But yeah, seeing the Lakers down there, just a reminder, the Pelicans have the Lakers pick. The Pelicans have the Lakers pick. Crazy. Just crazy stuff. Let's go over to So Rare here. Let's poke around in there. I'm also going to share a link, and you can find it in the show notes, but I'll drop it in the chat right now. I'm sure most of you have already heard this at this point, but if you haven't signed up for So Rare, use our link. By using our link, you get 20 free common cards. And if you don't want to spend a freaking dollar, you don't have to. You can just use the common cards to play in the common contender and the common champion. They also have this thing now where you can you get a free card every day. You get a free common every day. Can't buy or sell the commons. That's how you collect them. But you can continue to play for free and then win limited contests or limited moments where you can actually sell those. We're also doing it's called the Global Cup Tourney for the World Cup. Yeah, there you go, Borland. Shout out for that. You can join that. I shared a link in the Discord, in our So Rare Talk Discord. So get in there. Aziz says, I bought the Embiid TSD at 195 a while ago and plan to hold it till he retires. There you go, Aziz. I've said that before as well, but I like it. That's a good get. 195 for that. It's fine. I think he went down to 135, but I'm sure he's on the mend now because I saw some people buying this weekend. But yeah, sign up for So Rare. Also, if you buy 5 things off the auction, you get a 6-1 free. So if you buy 5 limiteds, you get a 6-1 free. We will also, like I said earlier, we're going to be doing the live before lock show today at 5:30 as we get ready for game week 8. So been enjoying some of the So Rare content. Go check it out. I'm going to share you over here. See, this is what I was talking about. When you log in, this will be your daily drop. So I don't get another free one for another 9 hours, but you get one every day. So let's look at my lineups. My lineups are pretty trash this weekend. For my common contender here, we put up, wait, was that this? Yeah. My common contender, we finished 24,000 out of 73,000. Not great, Bob. Shout out Stubbs. And there was somebody else in the Discord too who had like some really strong lineups. My common champions, Jokic underperformed a little bit. Şengün, Damian Lee, also not great. But the Giddey 55. Giddey's someone I'm going to be paying a little bit more attention to now. Limited contender. This is going to get me, I think I'm winning something here, like a limited 3 or something. Limited card 3, I think. Anyways, my team, Zion underperformed with 39. Peyton Pritchard was set up for like a beautiful situation. I think he got the 17 on the Friday, but on Saturday with no Jaylen Brown, no Malcolm Brogdon, I was like, ooh, this might be sneaky. He was pretty terrible. Keldon Johnson underperformed too. Dude, nobody hit 40 in this lineup. Just fucking trash. Then we look at the limited champion. Kevin Porter Jr. really underperformed for me. John Moran with a 56 spot was nice. Jalen with a 42, and then Jeremy Grant. But again, Ben Simmons ended up only playing one of the games, and he was bad. Kevin Porter Jr. had like 55 turnovers this weekend, so that was bad. If we go look at some of why is it doing this? All right, here we go. My rare contender, which this fell out of the money as well, was also bad. Most of these lineups are bad. It was a bad fantasy-related weekend for me. Terrence Mann was terrible. Peyton Pritchard, again, the 19. Jordan Poole, 29. Jamal Murray ended up being a solid play, and then Desmond Bane only played one of the games, so that sucked. And then my rare, my rare champion one, I just throw whatever's left in there. And clearly, I could have made a good lineup, but I didn't. Trey Murphy, there's your guy. Shiggins with 6. Jeremy Grant had 63. Draymond with 41. Terry Eason, who I was excited about. That actually, this card has to go over to Veronica. Once I'm having an issue sending the card. So if anybody can get in my DMs that knows how to do it, I sent one over to our man Joe, who won one, and he can't accept the trade, even though there was, I don't know what's going on. But all right, Chop says, at what point do you sell a player that you bought? I bought a Reggie Jackson limited for $1.82. It's now around 20. Chops, that's what is beautiful. I don't know. It's totally dependent on to you, man. I think like in that situation where like I'm never super excited to play Reggie Jackson, like I got him for $1.82 is kind of nice. I would probably flip that one and then go to try to find some other cheaper value and continue to do the same thing, right? So I've been using them like once and then flipping it. Like, so Cam Thomas, I bought 2 Cam Thomases, immediately flipped one once he spiked and then kept one. Same thing. There was another one. I think Jordan Goodwin was one that I also flipped. Chewy, congrats, Chewy. Shout out Chewy and the Kangs. The Kangs and the Warriors did a crossover episode at the Kings Warriors game last night. They had a little Top Shot meetup. I saw that the Top Shot shirt, NBA Top Shot this, got on TV. So there you go. That's $35 million in marketing. It's happening. Patrick says it's hard to snag deals off the auction. A lot of DNP players are going for more than they should. Yeah, I honestly have been doing more of my buying now that more stuff is out there off of manager sales than I am on auctions. Borland said finished 606, the common champion. There you go. Pretty happy with that. What else? You've started Grayson Allen. Damn. Finished 852 in the rare contender, played Cade Cunningham. Oof, man. Oof. That is tough. But yeah, we've really been enjoying it over there. So come check it out. And again, you don't even have to spend anything. Just like have some fun playing the game for free. We've been really enjoying it. All right, let's poke around Top Shot for a little bit. Also, if you guys have questions, if there's stuff that you wanted to talk about, let me know. But I'm excited to take a look at some of these sets over here and Own the Moment, our current presenting sponsor for the morning show. Let me fix this here. I just wanted to see what has been moving. And again, there's challenges involved, so keep that in mind. But in the last 24 hours, we're seeing Summer of 21 is up. Fresh Threads is up 5%. We're going to look at the Fresh Threads set in a second. You have the challenge icon, challenge pro. Those are those fandom moments. Dynamic duos is up a little bit. You got the RIBs, the legacies. That's the legendary moment. That's up. And legendaries don't really count, right? Because one buy, all of a sudden it's up. The hollows up a little bit. The NBA finals, NBA playoffs. But look at this. This is what I should say. Look. So of the 30 sets, wait, hold on. What's going on here? Oh, yeah. Of the 30 sets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 24 are up right now on the last day. 24 of those 30 are up. 6 are even. Let's go over here. All right. So that's 31, 2, 3, 4. So 34 sets out of all the sets aren't down. Blaze said, are you not part of OTM Premium, Mike? And no Jolly Joker? No, I said I didn't. I did not mint to Jolly Joker. I also thought as presenting sponsor, they would just kind of, slide over that premium. But no, I didn't mint to Jolly Joker. I've been paying attention to the contest and was excited to do it. But I'm not doing Rumble anymore, right? So I'm not really doing Rumble. So that's most of the utility of the Jolly Jokers besides OTM Premium. So I'm sitting it out for the time being. I talked about this the other day, and I put a message in the Discord, but I'll happily talk about it here again for a second. I was pretty disappointed with what happened with TOC, with how that was communicated, the timing of it all. I know a lot of that was extenuating circumstances and things happen. Totally understand that. But as someone that was making content around it and is a sponsor of all that stuff, it bummed me out how that went down. So yeah, that is kind of my take on it right now. It's a little embarrassing, for someone on my side. Embarrassing for me, for Overzet. I don't want to speak for Overzet, but makes me feel like dick in hand type thing. Josh says, so rare show tonight. You betcha, baby. 5:30 Eastern. What's with that Team Hold Rumble leaderboard on that site? Yeah, honestly, it's probably from the partner announcements where, like, if you had minted using Team Hold, that would be why, right? So if you minted using like Team Hold as sub community, they have like sub tournaments and stuff like that. But honestly, now they're having some issues with that too, because like if you were going to mint with Team Hold, right, but you're also a part of the 9 Lives Lounge, there was this opportunity to mint for less. They had like a deal with 9 Lives Lounge that you could get a discount on it. So then everybody went and picked that. So that had something to do with it. Also, OTM was considered one of the communities in the... Anyways, let's just keep moving. Yeah, exactly. All right. Greetings, everyone. Shout out Gnome. What's up, Gnome? Gnome's going to be joining the show on Friday, baby. But let's take a look at some of this. I don't know. Are there any moments like Embiid had a monster game, right? So I feel like checking out all Embiid moments right now would be useful to see, like, hey, did we see some big bumping? Did we see some bumping? We've got a couple of moments, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that are up since the since what happened, since his games this weekend. So we've got his Metallic Silver Phantom Edition, which is out of 1,400. That jumped up 17%. You got his squat. Now, again, this is probably because he's involved in a challenge too. So whatever. But the block, his squad goals block, what is going on? They're doing some construction right outside the house. Awesome. What a great start to the day between YouTube rugging us and then freaking outside rugging us. We got the Seeing Stars up a little bit. Let's look at his Toppy Shoddy debut, right? Because someone was talking about that earlier. Oh my God, it's 117. Holy hell. Holy hell. Holy hell. Ooh, Boston Base said I didn't get a discount, just earlier mint opportunity. Okay, excuse me then. Maybe it wasn't a discount. It was just that you get to do it before everybody else. I don't know. I don't really know. So forgive me if I misspoke. Wow. I thought that was going to be, in the words of Matt Nathanson, a little bit higher. All right, 130. So that was 130 was on November 12th. So his price has gone down with him doing well. But on November 10th, it jumped up a little bit. So maybe that's why people were catching up. Maybe that's what was going on. Anything else that you guys wanted to check, like Top Shot wise? It seems like the vibes in general. Oh yeah, there we go. 9 Lives Lounge got 75 and Dapper back if they minted. What is going on outside? We got a sanitation truck, just chilling. Awesome, guys. Gonna be a great day. Yeah, so Nine Lives Lounge got a $75 display. This is, guys, you know what? This is why I was a little frustrated with this. Because when all this started, right? Team Hold, we like got a bunch of people into the Discord, right? We got a bunch of people into the Discord. And it was something like, like a third of the Discord was like Team Hold related. And whatever. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. We can't hear it if it makes you feel better. Okay, that's good, Josh. That's good. Embiid out with some mystery illnesses until recently. Yeah, he's missed some time. Oh, Willis, but my point was like he scored 101 points in 24 hours. So I thought for sure, people would be like, dude, you know what I should get? The guy who scored 101 points. But I wonder too, like with Embiid, if it's kind of like, well, we'll see. We've like seen this before. We'll wait till the playoffs, but I don't know. So Bandy can hear the noise. You see it? Bandy's like, what's going on, bro? What's going on, bro? What else should we plug? Hey, listen, I know I gotta trim this up, but I'm going to a funeral this week, so I didn't want to show up with a mustache. That felt not great. But if you guys haven't donated, if you have a little extra something in that pocketbook of yours, we've been raising money over for November. I'm going to share a link into the chat right now. It goes to men's mental health and men's health in general. We did this last year. We raised a couple of grand trying to get up there again. So if you could do me a favor, fire that in there, and would love if you have a little something you can contribute. Would appreciate that. Team Hold specific, though, we get a couple of fun announcements. We're going to be doing some candy-related stuff this week. They have another drop coming, and they gave us some stuff to give away, so stay tuned for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. G-Dun's going to make his triumphant return to the baseball streets, so we'll be doing some candy-related stuff. I'll have like a fun announcement for you guys later in the week or maybe next week, but hopeful that it seems fun. We'll also, again, continuing to pump the So Rare content, but and Top Shot related stuff as well. But if you guys weren't here at the beginning of the show, just a reminder. So Wednesday, I'll be doing the morning show, and then that'll be it for Wednesday. So if I'm not sure if Shot Tank is happening this week. I think if it does, it's on TST's channel or Jeb's channel. But if it does, I won't be there for that one, but you should still go check it out. And then Thursday, there will be no shows on Thursday because I'm not going to be here. Okay. So no shows on Thursday. And then Friday, I will be back. We'll have our normal schedule on Friday. And To the House says announcement of an announcement. Yeah, but I'm not trying to hype it up too much. I'll tell you that. It's just like, hopefully it's a fun thing for everybody, or hopefully you think it's a cool thing, because I think it's a cool thing. But yeah, I don't know. Do we have anything else? This could be like an easy Monday, an easy Monday where YouTube continues to rug us. Like, let's see how many likes the stream has right now, right? It says there's 6 watching, and we have 64 likes on the stream. What is going on? But yeah, we'll be back tonight at 5:30 Eastern with a little live before lock as we dive in. We'll have the So Rare live before lock show on Monday and on Friday. Gnome will be here on Friday. That'll be a fun one. It's nice when we have a little guest on a Friday, and Gnome's been crushing the So Rare streets. I don't know. Anything else Top Shot related? Everybody seems to they love what's going on social media lately. I feel like that's been most of the tweets has been like, dude, the NBA Top Shot Twitter is crushing it. Is crushing it. I did think it was funny. I think I want to be careful how I say this, but I did think it was funny over the weekend. So the tour stuff has come out, right? And the RSVP thing just like filled up immediately, right? Like it filled up right away. And what I thought was hilarious was every single time there's been any sort of special event, everyone's always like, well, congrats to Alexa and Dangalang. There they go again, the world tour. And then it was really funny to see that Alexa wasn't able to RSVP for his hometown one. And then tweeted something out just kind of being like, oh, dude, seriously? It just made me laugh. I'm sure they're going to take care of them. And you know what? They should, because VIPs deserve to be treated differently. And that's not a bit. They've spent more than us. It's the only reason that the platform is like still alive. So there you go. People are asking about, no, I don't know. I'm not going to speculate on the GM. I think it's going to be fine. I'm not really worried about it. We're just going to let Top Shot move along in the words of All American Rejects. Move along, move along. I got no. That's it, though. That's it. Tomorrow, 89 Cavs. No 89 Cavs this week, unfortunately, because of scheduling. But it's our man Jay Catch's birthday this week. So if you follow him on Twitter, hit him up with a happy birthday on Wednesday. Excited for him. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I think we're just going to call it there. Chat, you have anything else? Last call from the chit chat. Maybe I'll just take the dog out since he's been fired up this morning. Anything else? No? Going once? Going twice? But there are VIPs that didn't spend that got offered VIP access. What? Yeah, but that's fine. Wait, Clegains is in the VIP? I didn't know that. Shout out Clegains. I don't care. I'm not going to get mad about that stuff. I'm not going to get mad about it. DMC strike for that singing. Ooh, how dare you, dude. All right, we're going to wrap it up here. Again, appreciate the 6 of you that were here according to YouTube, which again, you will not hold me down. Thank you for being here though. And I hope you guys have a good start to the week. We will be back tonight at 5:30 Eastern for some live before lock. So rare stuff tomorrow morning. Again, we're back. And then just a reminder, no shows on Thursday. We are